In this series of video, we will be covering Android app development. So we will be starting from introduction to Android. Okay. So what is Android? Android is a Linux-based operating system designed primarily for touchscreen devices like mobiles and tablet. It was launched in 2008 and now is owned by Google. So the Android has evolved so much in these past year. Now it is coming for various, like there is Wear OS. Android is coming for watches. So it is a operating system just like Windows and Mac OS, and it is based on Linux. So you have heard about Ubuntu. It is a Linux operating system. So Android is like a Linux based operating system. Okay. So each year Android releases a new version with a higher API level. So you might be wondering, what is API? API is an application programming interface. Okay, so it is a particular set of rules and specifications that program can follow to communicate with each other. So what basically is API is, it is a set of rules for the program. Okay, the end user, which is me, when I'm using an app. So the end user sends a request. When I send a request, the API execute the instruction, then get the data from the server and respond to the user. So when I request, the API requests, when I send a request, the API executes instruction from the data from the server and get the data and respond to the user. So that's what API does. So each year Android releases a new version with higher API level, and as you can see, the names of the API each year when it releases, it is in alphabetical order, and every time it is a thing to eat. So what is Play Store? Play Store is a marketplace that has apps that we download and use. All these apps available on the Play Store can run only on an Android device. Okay, so just like App Store, there is a Play Store where when I developed an Android app, I will upload it on a Play Store, and various people from different part of country, different part of world can download and use it, and they can only use it on an Android app as it is an APK format. Okay, so what is an Android app? An Android application is a software application designed to run on Android platform. These are applications that we use in our day-to-day life. So all these apps like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, these are all Android apps, and any app that you can think of that you use in your mobile on daily basis is an Android app. So there are three type of Android apps: native app, web app, and hybrid app. About native app, native apps are native application is a software program that is developed for use on a particular platform or device. So as you might understand that like native app, when a native app is developed for Android, it will be used only on Android. It cannot be used on iOS, because a native app is built for use on a particular device and its OS. It has the ability to use device specific hardware and software. So as the native app is built only for Android device, it has the ability to use the specific hardware and software of the Android device only. Okay, so you cannot mix and match. Say you use a BlackBerry app on an Android phone or use an iOS app on a Windows phone. That is not possible. So the technology used to build the native app includes, the native apps are coded using a variety of programming knowledge. Some examples include Java, Kotlin, Python, Swift, Objective-C, C++, and React. The pros of native app are, because of a singular focus, native app have the advantage of being faster and more reliable in terms of performance. They are generally more efficient with the device resources than other type of mobile apps. Native apps utilize the native device user interface, giving user a more customized experience. So as it is designed for a specific operating system, it gives a faster and better performance. Similarly, as it is developed for a specific operating system, it gives a better user interface or customized user interface. Okay, and as I mentioned, we can access the device features such as Bluetooth, phone book, contact, camera roll, etc. The cons are, however, the problem with native apps lies in the fact that if you start developing them, you have to duplicate efforts for each of the different platform. Like when I made the app for particularly Android, then I have to make the app for iOS with a different sets of code. Okay, the code you created for one platform cannot be reused on other. So this higher ups the cost factor and the effort needed to maintain and update the code base for each version. So when I update a app on the Play Store and when I upload a app on a Play Store to release it, and after 1 year or 2 year when I didn't update it with the newer version, the Play Store by default removes the app. So the effort is much more in native app, but the performance is best. Okay, and then every time I need to update the app, the user has to download and reinstall it. Okay, so it takes a much more space, and as I mentioned, update must be downloaded. So each app that we use today, web app, WhatsApp, Instagram, all are native apps. Now we will go to the web applications. A web app or a web application is a application software that runs on web server. Unlike computer-based software programs, they that are run locally on operating system of the device. So what it means is, like, it is a application on the web servers. You might have seen the install option on the Chrome browser. So what it does is, there is a web page. It just installs in your mobile phone. So web applications are accessed to the user through a web browser with an active internet connection. So the technology used are HTML5, CSS, JavaScript, Ruby, and similar programming languages used for web work. Because it's web based, there is no need to customize the platform, customize to a platform or an operating system. So this cuts down the developing cost. We are going into the pros now. Plus there is nothing to download, so they won't take extra space. Maintenance is easier, so we don't have to push it on Play Store. But the cons, but web apps are entirely dependent on the browser used on the device. There will be functionalities available within one browser and not available on other, possibly giving user varying experience. And because there are shell for website, they won't completely work offline. Even if they have an offline mode, the device still needs an internet connection to back your data on the device. So we need an active internet connection. And the apps may not always integrate with the device hardware. So these are some problems with the web app. Another is hybrid app. These web apps look and feel like native app. They might have home screen icon, responsive design, fast performance, even be available offline, but they really are web application look native. So hybrid apps are essentially the web apps they have put in native app shell. Once they are downloaded from an app store and installed locally, the shell is able to connect to whatever capabilities the mobile platform provides through a browser that's embedded in the app. So I can say the hybrid apps are essentially web apps put in a native app shell. Hybrid apps use a mixture of web technology and native APIs. They are developed using Ionic, Objective-C, Swift, HTML5, etc. Building a hybrid app is much quicker and more economical than native app. As such, a hybrid app can be maintained minimum viable product, a way to prove the viability of building native app. So these are quicker, cheaper to build, and they load quickly, and it has less code to maintain. The cons include lacks power of native app, so it lacks the basicity of native apps, and they are slower, and it contain features that might not be useful on some devices. So how to choose the one? So as we are going to develop a native app, what was the purpose of explaining you all these three types of app? The purpose was we have to choose a type of app which we have to build. So if we would have less time, we would gone for web app or hybrid app. But the performance, we need the performance as the best, and we have a lot of time, and we could contribute to a lot of resources. We would be going to develop native apps in this training. So it provides best performance, and all the apps you see around you, including Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, anything, they are all native apps. So Android app development is the process by which the app is coded and created for devices running the Android operating system, and the people who code and create the app are called app developers. So at the end of this series, you would be app developers. These are the image resources, and how are we going to proceed? So firstly, we will look over Kotlin language, master it, and learn all the things required. Okay, and then we will jump right into Android Studio to build apps. Trust me, the process will be much more fun. Thank you.